This week's exercise is a slap and pop groove that also features some strumming techniques. This line was inspired by Les Claypool, the bass player with Primus. Let's take a look at how to play it. So the first thing that we're going to do in bar 1 is play a series of descending power chords, and these are going to be played with the strumming technique. So they're going to sound like this. So we're playing a G power chord, first finger on the G on the D string, and then fourth finger on the D on the G string, so using fingers 1 and 4 in condensed fingering like so. And to strum these, we're going to flick downwards with the fingers of the picking hand, allowing the fingernails to strike the strings. That's the sound of the fingernails hitting the strings is what gives strumming its kind of aggressive attack. So that's how you're performing the downward strum. Now on the way back up, we're going to flick the strings again with the tips of the fingers to get a second stroke. That kind of thing. So what we're going to do is take that G power chord, we're going to play 2 of those down and up, and then we're going to move down a fret to an F sharp power chord, down and up. That completes the first beat of the bar. On the second beat of the bar, we move down again by 1 fret to an F power chord, down and up one more time. And then to complete this beat, we move down to the E, but this time we're just going to do a downstroke. So that's the strumming part that we play on beats 1 and 2 of the bar. Now at this point, we're going to switch to the slap technique for the remaining 2 beats of this bar. So on beat 3, we're going to slap an open E string, and we're going to follow that by playing a fretting hand slap. So you're going to want to get a ghost note just by using your fretting hand. Like so. We're going to follow that by slapping the string again, but we're going to leave the string muted so we get another ghost note. And then we slap the string for a third time, and we get an open E string. So we're playing 4 semiquavers, but the work is being split between the 2 hands. And these fretting hand slaps, that's something that Les Claypool uses in his slap playing. You can hear some great examples in the song Lacquerhead. Okay, so that was beat 3. Now on beat 4 of the bar, we're going to follow that open E string that we just slapped by playing another fretting hand slap, another dead note. We're going to follow that with a dead note with the thumb. We're going to pop a dead note on the G string, and then we're going to finish off this beat and this bar by slapping another dead note with the thumb. So if I put those 2 beats, the slap part together, it's going to sound like this. Let's add the strumming part as well. And again. Okay, so that gives us the first bar of the exercise. Moving into the second bar, we're going to play the F sharp down at the 2nd fret of the E string. That's a note that we're going to slap, and then we're going to slide into the G at the 3rd fret, and then we're going to pop the open G string. Like so. We're going to follow that open G by playing the open E string. And you can afford to let these notes kind of ring into one another and let the sound get a little bit muddy, because that's part of the quirky nature of this line. Okay, so following the open E string that we just played, at the beginning of beat 2, we're going to play a fretting hand slap. That's going to be a dead note. We're going to play another dead note with the thumb, and then we're going to play the open G again. Like that. Now, that makes a little bit more sense if you can stick beats 1 and 2 together. So I'm going to show you what they're going to sound like. Okay, now the good news is you're going to do exactly the same thing on beats 3 and 4 of the bar. Okay, so let's take a look at bars 1 and 2 together. Okay, let's move on to the rest of the exercise. So bar 3 is going to be exactly the same as bar 1, so we can move directly on to the fourth and final bar of the exercise. Now in this bar we're going to build on the idea that we used in the second bar. So we're going to be playing that slide from F sharp into the G and then popping the open G. That's a grouping of 3 semiquavers. Now we're going to follow that by slapping the D on the A string, that's at the 5th fret, sliding down to the D flat or C sharp, and then popping the open G again. And that gives you a really dissonant sound. It gives you a tritone interval, a flattened 5, because you're getting the C sharp here and this G, which gives you a very dissonant sound. So that's the second group of 3 notes. And what we're going to do is just repeatedly play those 2 groups of 3. So we play 2 of each of those, and then we're going to finish off the bar with one final group from the low F sharp. And again. I'm going to play you bars 3 and 4 together now, so you can hear what that line sounds like in context. And that brings us to the end of the exercise. Okay guys, I hope you've enjoyed the latest instalment in my Bass Lick of the Week series. As ever, you can download the PDF worksheet and backing track by clicking on the link below, and please do let me know your thoughts in the comments box. I'll see you next week for another bass groove.